So, Lone Rider here with just a small tip for anybody who carries a flipper pocket knife. This is the Spyderco Positron. It's a discontinued model. I should be doing a review of this at some point. It's actually kind of neat, but the main way to open this, in fact the only real way, unless you go like this, is with this flipper tab. And I was having a hard time getting it to flip out smoothly unless I gave it a flick, which you're not really supposed to have to do. If a flipper's well done, whether it's just mechanically operated or obviously if it's an assisted, you're just supposed to be able to go like this and it will open by itself without flicking it. Flicking it doesn't hurt, but you shouldn't have to. It should be smooth enough that it should work just by the flipper tab without having to give it an actual flick. And when I got this, I couldn't do that. In fact, I mucked around with the pivot and I nearly broke the thing, which, considering they're discontinued, would have been a really bad thing to do. The way I was able to get this to work properly is very simple. I just took a dab of this mineral oil, put it on a Q-tip, and put it in there. Just right in there on this liner lock is it's a little D10, and that's what the blade has to overcome in terms of initial resistance to open. And without any lubrication, the detent on your pocket knife can sometimes be overly strong. It's not weak with lubrication. This doesn't come out, as you'll see. It stays flush in there. But with just a tiny dab of this, which is also useful for cleaning as well as lubricating pivots. I haven't had to do that on this, obviously, but yeah, with a tiny dab of that on the detent, I can now flick it open without any kind of a wrist flick. So just something to keep in mind if you're having trouble with a flipper. It could be that it's a crummy knife, although I mean, this is made at Spyderco's Taiwanese factory where they traditionally have their high-end knives made. So, this is not a crummy knife. This is a very well-designed knife, especially in terms of fit and finish. You might not like the aesthetics, you might not like the ergonomics or how it sits in the hand, but I mean, that's more of a preference thing. In terms of the quality and the fit and finish, this is excellently made. It doesn't have a problem with its design in terms of function. The problem was simply a lack of lubrication on the detent. So, something to consider. This is not really an issue with other type of knives. I mean, it can be, but it's really an issue with flippers. And, yeah, it's an issue that's been solved. So, lubricate your detent and you will have very few flipper problems. Lone Rider out.